Welcome back, Attack! Nice to see you again. I'm Skylent, and I'd like to show you my first impressions of Yulgang 2. Firstly, I want you to know that Yulgang 2 is actually based off a really popular Korean comic, or also known as a manhwa. So right off the bat, we know it's going to have a bigger and more impactful world and community than if it was a standalone title. By the way, my personal favorite manhwa is Tower of God, and I suggest it to everyone who enjoyed The Hunger Games or Naruto. Anyways, Yulgang 2 has a great atmosphere. Hands down, when you are given the ability to pretty much jump to any height, it makes you want to explore everywhere, and it's really lucky for us that the map design is as artistic as it is intriguing. There's an overworld to explore and pursue jolly cooperation, but there's also an arena with 1v1 up to 12v12 battles, so that's just crazy. You have an astounding acrobatic ability, much like Age of Wushu or Blade and Soul, with the ability to air sprint and double jump all over the place, really. Combat is a mix between Blade and Soul, and to an extent, Terra. Players choose between 4 classes at the very start, and each has their own special flavor towards slaughtering enemies and also protecting teammates. Though I think the healer is probably the most unique class between the archer warrior, and there's also a mage. The healer uses a fan and uses very long range attacks, and of course, heals. Anyways, the creator system, the character creator system, is well enough, though there's a variety of sliders, but it's very Eastern oriented and it is limited in some aspects. When creating a character, know that you will have to pick a side between order or chaos. This is basically like the Horde Alliance kind of thing, and it will absolutely affect your story and your gameplay. But yes, on the subject of story, the game starts out with a very interesting series of cutscenes. It also has a story-driven tutorial section, which was actually fun for me. The game has a lot of unique systems and specific combos, so you will want to pay attention during the start of your journey here. I did find the game less intuitive than it probably could be, and the UI really is a bit clustered, sadly. I'm a big fan of Dragon's Nest and Guild Wars 2, whom both have very minimalistic UIs and are extremely intuitive. This game feels like a mix between maybe those and maybe a more traditional game like World of Warcraft with all the boxes on the screen and text. While playing this game, many things really kept reminding me of Age of Wushu, a game that I've loved and the game that I can honestly credit for starting my professional gaming career. There is a big focus on crafting with the start of the game, forcing the player to try out different disciplines, once at least. Also, a huge Eastern influence can be seen just pretty much throughout the entire game. The map design is also more enclosed with very tasteful decorations and obstacles, while sitting in a unique fantasy setting. Sprawling areas in games like World of Warcraft leave a lot of empty room and useless space, and I very much appreciate the design efforts in this game to make it meaningful. Also, another thing that reminded me of Age of Wushu, though, was also many of the negative aspects that I see, and not just Age of Wushu, but a lot of free-to-play MMOs, period. I did not enjoy the harsh lighting and the harsh textures, and to some extent, there's a lot of AFK-worthy questing, but some events and quests are actually dynamic, similar to Guild Wars 2, so it was awesome to see that influence there. Yeah, another game Yulgang 2 reminds me of is Raider Z, which was the first Eastern game I actually ever had alpha access into, and was the game that got me noticed by my first sponsor, whom then requested me to review Age of Wushu. And if you have noticed, there is actually a pattern here. Because of so many quality Asian MMOs coming out, professionals and casual players are really just thriving here, and the community is growing out from a niche crowd into something much bigger. So if you're interested in these games, these type of games, just like many others and myself, then here are a few I completely recommend you give a try. There's Blade and Soul, Arcade, C9, Arc Blade, Raider Z, or Raiders, Vindictus, Dragon's Nest, Age of Wushu. There's a couple others out there. Back on Yulgang 2, there's really good writing in this game, and I could tell that even through translation. It came through with the really awesome animations, the cutscenes. It was decent enough, and I'm honestly really curious about the game and the game world, and will be playing it more and uploading gameplay on my personal channel over at youtube.com/skylentgames. And I think this game could go places. And I think it's going to be another great addition to the free-to-play market that really sets the groundwork for more to come. Anyways, thanks so much for checking out Yulgang 2 with me. I'm Skylent Shore, had a lot of fun with this, with MMO Attack, and I'll see you guys around.